Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
We are live, and we are back. Hello, everybody. We're back for another episode of Overdue Bills. Yes. Hold on. Before you leave, I know Preacher's not here. Everybody's saying, where is Preach at? Our guy Preach is handling business. But don't worry, I was the show's first contrarian before Preach took it over from me. So you are in good hands. But also, you see that Matt is not here. No big show after a Chiefs game. No Preach, no Matt. What is going on? Matt is also handling the business. All right, we got a lot going on with the pod, a lot going on with personal lives. So our guy Millie is here. South and Mills. Mills, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Just excited, Bill's doing good. I'm doing.
You trying to show off some guns, bro? What you trying to flex? What you trying to flex early?
The people ain't seen me in a while.
I've been in the gym. Mills said y'all ain't seen me. I've been in the gym.
Jeez, all right.
But now I'm good, man. Just excited to talk some Bills football. You know what it is.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you, Cuzzo. And y'all know him, man. Y'all know who he is. He here every week giving out great content. Our guy, all-purpose Rad. And Rad, I do want you to tell the people how you're doing, how you feeling. But I also want to throw you a question on top of it. Or not even a question, just an observation. Because the vibe I'm getting from you is you're real cocky about this Bills team. And I just want to let you know, just let me know if that's the correct vibe I should be picking up from you.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? I feel like, well, first off, I'm doing good, fam good, everything good. Another Bills win. 5-1, on the way to 16-1. But I think before, I felt like, that AFC Championship game, bro, was like it unlocked something in us. You know what I mean? We played the best game and we lost. It was like, wow.
That was the divisional. It wasn't the AFC Championship.
I mean, I'm sorry, divisional.
It felt like it.
It did. It felt like it. In some instances it was, So, but I think that unlocked something in us, and I came into the season. I knew that we knew what it was. We knew what it was. We got that next year, and I felt like we the best team. We the best team in football, hands down. You know what I mean? I felt that coming into the season, and I think they showing that.
All right. So y'all know how Rad feel. So we're gonna find out how Mills feel, and figure out how I feel. Before we get into that, we do have our sponsor. Mills, can you do our sponsor read, please?
Sure. This episode and every other episode is sponsored by Buffalo Wing Kings. Being from Buffalo, there's two things that the guys here on the pod know, and that's Bills football and wings. Our first choice and the best choice is Buffalo Wing Kings. At Wing Kings is wings one-on-one. With over 101 flavors of wings and a beloved Wing of the Month special, Wing Kings is sure to school any wing place around. Available for all Bills games, parties, or whatever event you have going on. You can stop down to the Elmwood Village location at 484 Elmwood Avenue or give them a call at 248-1427 and find out why they say, and we know they got the best wings in town, hands down. And if you mention the Overdue Bills podcast, you get 10% off your order.
10.
And if you mention the Overdue podcast, you get 10% off your order. I'm trying to give you your cue. Give you your cue, Big Mike. That's all I'm doing, big dog. While we at it, you can go to overduebillspod.com.
Sure.
You can check out our merch.
Okay.
We got articles there. On Instagram Live, on pregame. We do pregame shows with Mike D. We get a couple hosts, one from a Bills fan and one from an opposing opponent fan. And we do our own little versus battle over there. You can check us out on Instagram at Overdue Bills Pod as well. Shout out to 26 Shirts. As you guys know, we are a partner with Buffalo Fan Base. So we appreciate that partnership. And we're just moving on to do bigger and better things, man. We We appreciate everybody for tapping in with us. I think this was our 3rd year.
Yep.
So we expect, bigger and greater things, man. So we just want to say we appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoy the show today.
Yeah, it pretty much ever since the Bills been great. Like once we started this, the Bills been pretty much great every year since. So let's just keep it going. So
well, shout out to COVID then.
nah, no.
No?
Yeah, that was pre-COVID. That was before the COVID year. I think. No, you're right. No, wow, damn. Time is flying. But yes, please like, share, rate, review. Let's get this going. The algorithm, get us out there. Great content coming from y'all, from us every week. So let's get into the show. Question of the day. What is the number one reason for our success?
Besides the obvious, Josh. No, I'm not gonna give a. I'm gonna put it on coming into the season. I said this year is based on Sean McDermott. This is a Sean McDermott year. This is to see if what type of coach is he, right? Is he gonna jump into that upper echelon coach? Is he gonna make adjustments? Whereas, I remember early when we first started, Mike, your whole question was like, "Yo, I don't want, Sean McDermott. I want to go 4th down. He too iffy. He too 1 week he going 4th down, the next week he not. It was like, who are you? What's your identity as a coach? And I think Sean McDermott, it has an identity as a coach. He believes in his quarterback. He believes in his offense, and he believes in his defense as well. So it's like the defense is gonna get it done, but the defense is gonna get it done after he believes in his offense. Like if he gonna go for it on 4th down, but if we don't get it, he believes in his defense that they're gonna hold him to a field goal or they're gonna punt the ball right back. So Sean McDermott has jumped up into be one of the better coaches in the league, surrounded by 2. As much credit we give Ken Dorsey, Leslie Frazier has been a wizard on defense. All the people that have been out, all the athletes, all the players that have been out injury and stuff like that, still to have us to be the number 1 overall defense and scoring is second to none. So both the coordinators, offense and defense, and Sean McDermott are the main reason. Obviously you're not, I could leave, the quarterback for y'all, but Sean McDermott is, coach of the year in my eyes.
Let me hop in here, Mills, because Rad, you took the words right out of my mouth. Dog, pause. Dog, I swear, because I think he's underrated. I don't think he gets enough credit. We give him zero credit for the offense, pretty much.
Yeah,
it was Dable, and once he left, now it's all Dorsey and Josh. And even with the defense, we give him credit, but he's so quick to give Leslie Frazier credit that, like you just said, Leslie Frazier, he's a wizard every year. Leslie Frazier is a snub for a head coach. So we give the offense and the defense to the coordinators, and we give them even with the team, we give Beam pretty much all the credit for putting the team together or being the best GM. We don't give McDermott any of that. So we give him credit for culture, and I will give a lot of credit. I'm not a big culture guy, as y'all know, but when you got Tom Brady cussing out his linemen, you got Josh hurling over people, and over here it's like, okay, I give some credence to the culture, but when it comes to strategy, he is the number 1 coach in the league right now. He is out coaching the opposing coach every week. And y'all know I'm an analytics guy. I saw a stat today said that the Bills are number 1 at go for it on 4th down. 8 times they said go for it by analytics to go for it. He has went for it every single time. And like you just mentioned, when that Colts game was 3, 4, 5 years ago when you first started. And it's like, bro, you have to go for it. You have to try to win these games. Stop trying to not lose them. And now we going out there, we trying to win these games. And imagine what Josh Allen's numbers would be if we punted on 4th down. If we were backed up after 2 and we just Zach Moss, and punt. Like some of these other coaches, we take every advantage that we have for strategy, and he uses it. So shout out to McDermott.
Yeah, I'm just piggyback on what y'all boys said, man. It's pretty much just knowing who we are at the end of the day. We understanding that we are the best team in football on both sides of the field, offense and defense. And it really doesn't matter who's on the field. We got leaders out there. Stephon Diggs. I'm the best wide receiver in the game right now. Get me the ball. Josh, I'm the best quarterback in the game right now. Let me control the offense. Von Miller, I'm the best defensive lineman y'all probably going to see right now. Let me get this defensive line, together. Let's work together. We're going to do what we're going to do. So we can go for it on 4th downs. We can take risks at any time because we know on either side of the ball, we got playmakers that can do anything, to put us in a position to win. That goes from coaching to players. Like, despite the injuries we went through, we have players that we can put in place that filled those shoes pretty good because we know who we are. When you got that mindset and knowing who you are, and you know that you can compete at a high level despite what you're going through and the players that you have, available to play, you're gonna win football games, man. It's like the David and Goliath story, man. David knew who he was. He knew
he went scripture on us. Okay.
I'm just saying, man.
He said biblical with it.
I thought, no, I didn't want to. You can finish. I don't want to interrupt you.
I'm just saying, it's just a confidence thing, man. We know who we are. We had those hiccups last year, a couple years ago, wherever you want to say. But this year, I can see it in their eyes, man. We know who we are, and we don't got to
wear helmets,
bruh. I see it in their eyes. Listen,
I thought. Well, shout out to Nas. Nas want to get Kyler off you, Bills. Let's go with it. But we're not talking about Kyler right now. But I thought y'all talking about quarterback. I thought somebody's gonna mention Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the best player in football right now.
Yeah.
Period. And he showed that last week we talked about it. Sam asked who's the better quarterback, Mahomes or Josh, and I was like, yo, right now I'm picking Josh Allen. Josh Allen, legs, arm, confidence. He can do everything on the field. Period. Like I said, he Peyton Manning with legs. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, he is what every coach want in a quarterback is Josh Allen, because he can do everything. There's no play he can't do. He's running quarterback powers. He's throwing dimes. The throw to Knox is like only the only person who can make that throw is the guy on the opposite side. Is Mahomes. You know what I mean? But the quarterback power, Mahomes not doing no quarterback powers. You know what I mean? Hurling over people. So I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback, best player in football. So that's also one of the main reasons.
The only argument against it is for what Mahomes did in the past. But if you're just looking right now and maybe even going forward, I think Josh is the right answer.
Do you ask that question to the guests on the pregame show on IG? I remember you asked that question. Who would you choose now if you had to do a draft?
In the redraft, who would you go with? And I think they both are split. And if you ask 32 GMs, you may get 16 different answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But whatever.
But the right answer is Josh.
Yeah. All right. So Bill's injury report. I don't think we have much. I know Jake Kumaro is still on IR.
It don't even matter. We on a bye week. Boys should be healthy. Everybody probably should be back by the time.
Spencer Brown went down. That's big.
Oh yeah. They said he's day to day.
Yeah.
Right now. So
yeah, it was an ankle, but he was out in street clothes in the walking boot. So that's he was able. He didn't have to get carted off. So that was good news.
I mean, since we're on the injury report, I don't know what part of the show it comes in, but I mean, we could talk about your guy Poyer.
Go ahead.
Poyer drive, the drive across America.
I mean, they called him a Buffalo hero, man. Word was out. Poyer had medical condition. He cracked his ribs due to the air pressure on the airplane. He was unable to fly at the moment. So, our amazing GM got with the people and they got him a van, and he took a van 15 hours to Kansas City to be a part, that Bills victory. And your guy, Mike D,
at the Poyer
doesn't feel he's a Buffalo hero.
We pieced it up. So I'm good.
Oh, Poyer was the one that aired you out on IG.
Nah, we pieced it up. We good.
So what's your thoughts? I mean, when y'all heard the drive, what was y'all thoughts on it? Like, mine initially was like, wow, he can play a football game, but he can't get on the plane. That seems a little bit. But I was like, oh, maybe air, altitude. I guess I figured. I went through it, but I mean, what's your thoughts? I think obviously it's credit due. I mean, I don't know what else he's supposed to do, not play. But what's your thoughts? Do y'all think? I mean, how? I guess on a 1 to 10, what do y'all give it as far as effort? He the drive.
Go ahead.
Me personally, I give it a 10, and the biggest reason why is I'm not taking a car ride 15 hours. I did it before. I mean, you guys.
You was driving though. Was you driven 15 hours?
I was just about to say this. I drove half the ride, but it's still uncomfortable to be a passenger. I don't care. It's still uncomfortable to be a passenger. But like our guy Preach said that he was in a mobile house. So he probably was in the bed, under the
tiny
cover or
house.
whatever, relaxing. But I mean, end of the day, man, by
If he
any
had
means
his
necessary.
didn't he have his woman with him? I mean, he had his wife with him. Then it's all good, right?
Yeah, I mean, by any means necessary,
his
man.
wife
I
and
just
daughter.
I appreciate the effort that he put to support his team and to be the leader that he is to go out there and get us the win. I mean, if you look at the stats, I mean, his name not all over the stats, but his presence, means a lot to the Buffalo Bills organization.
Fact.
So, I mean, shout out to him for taking that step to get out there and play football.
Right, you go because my take gonna be a segue to the next.
Okay.
Next chapter.
I 1 out of 10. I give it an 8. I give it an 8. I think it's to the 15-hour drive. It's commendable for sure to play in a great game. Who want to miss this game? I know Trey White. I know certain people was like, man, I mean, obviously it's not the playoffs, obviously not the Super Bowl, but still, you want to go back to Arrowhead and right that wrong somewhat. The start of righting a wrong, because you didn't right it fully yet. So, yeah, I think to make that ride 15 hours, in a across the country, not across the country, across 15 hours is a long time. So I give it an 8 out of 10. Shout out to Poyer. It helps Mike talked about culture, helps the morale, the McDermott culture, the morale, all that type of stuff. Poyer making that drive, it adds to that flair of the team, and that we got dogs on our team that willing to drive 15 hours to play this game. So I give it an 8.
I agree. So I guess I give it a 5. I'd be nice. I give it a 5. And that's going to lead to the next segment, which is narrative. What narratives were y'all surprised that came out of this game? Because for me, it was the Poyer story. Because now Mills calling him a Buffalo hero, like the way that it
I said the time called him a Buffalo
like,
hero.
bro, in 30 years, it's gonna be like the comeback game where he's like, oh, he hitchhiked 72 hours to get to the game to play. Like, come on, y'all. Like, me and my dad rented a Chevy Spark to drive 12 hours to Nashville because I had a job interview. I had to go interview for it. I didn't have a Sprinter van. I didn't have a driver. It was me, my pops. I'm 6'1". He like 5'11", some change in a small 1 tank of gas. How many times they stop for gas? That's what I want to know. But it's like, yo, what are we even talking about? Like, he drove 15 hours. I give him credit, but it's not that big of a deal, y'all. Like, I think we're so used to these players taking private jets that most college students, they take buses to their games, and we see some great games in college. So I think we can stop hyping this Poyer story because this is crazy. So, but with that said,
I think that's a little harsh. Man,
I think y'all being y'all hyping it. Like, we in this great mode, great zone, everything, go Bills. People are at the airport. I get it. But, like, come on. He was in a Sprinter van, Nash. He was laying down. He was asleep watching game tape. He's on the game. No, I give him credit, right? A lot of players may have said, I can't fly, so I'm not going. So I will give him credit for that.
They did give him an option not to go to the game.
Yeah, no, so I give him credit for choosing to play. But I'm not giving him that much credit just for taking a Sprinter van to get there. Ain't like it take the Greyhound.
So what? Okay, so what do you have to done to get more credit, Mike?
Uber.
A train.
Uber. Sit in the 08 Malibu 15 hours to Kansas City. Then we talking. Don't tell me about an RV he had to take.
Shout out to Poyer. He showed up. He had some good plays. And we respect it. We want our players to play, and he came out to play, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah, that's facts. All right, but was there any narrative that y'all were surprised that came? Someone Ubered to training camp, Tara. I remember that. Somebody had to Uber to mini camp or something.
Oh, yeah. That was Trey White.
Was it Trey White? Nah, I don't think so.
Nah,
Trey, nah. Maybe.
I promise you.
It definitely was.
I promise you, bro.
One narrative I was surprised that came out of this was from Chiefs fans, kind of like shunning us or saying like, oh, we won a Super Bowl. Like, I wasn't really expecting to hear that from Chiefs fans after a win.
You said what? They was sunning us?
No, yeah, kind of. It's like, oh, y'all won the Super Bowl, congrats, hang the banner. It's like, come on, y'all. Like, we don't think we just won a Super Bowl, but it was a big game. I was surprised about that.
For me, I wasn't really surprised by nothing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I was confident going into this game. We're better at every facet of the game. You know what I mean? Besides tight end, Kelsey is the best tight end in football, or one of them. Besides that position, we're better at every other position, including quarterback.
Yeah.
I think, obviously head coaching, Andy Reid, track history. But right now, man, McDermott is as good as anybody else, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. So we went in there. We didn't even play our best football. We played B+ football, and we came out with a win.
Yeah.
Period. So I think I guess the whole narrative of we can't win close ones, or if we down in the fourth, can Josh pull it back up and all that type of narrative stuff. I mean, I'm not saying it's over because it's a regular season game, but we the better team. We came out and won.
Mills, was there any narratives that you saw come out from maybe like the media that surprised you?
I really didn't pay too much attention to the media because for some odd reason at the post office, I'm surrounded by fans from every, sporting team and a lot of Kansas City fans, around me, which is pretty much saying what you're saying, man.
Wait,
Good to see
you
y'all
had Kansas? It was Chiefs fans around you at your job?
Yeah, bro. One of my workers is a Chiefs fan, and then I got like 3 customers that got like PO boxes that's Chiefs fans. And they came in, said clapping, like, yeah, glad you guys won the Super Bowl.
What is that, man?
That's so corny.
That's so corny,
people grasp for stuff. That's cornball stuff. That's corny. That's corny.
But like Raph said, man, at the end of the day, we expected what we saw. We expected what we saw.
The Bills to be 3-0 in the last 3 at Arrowhead and it wasn't for 13 seconds. So I think Chiefs fans know it's a turn of the tide, and I think they're just nervous.
And I think we showed that we were the better team, right? Because it wasn't like last second field goal, Mahomes sitting down. Mahomes was on the field, bro.
Yep.
Mahomes was on the field.
Yep.
The team saw, all the fans watched him throw the pick. It wasn't even like a oops or a throw up. It was like, no, Frazier dialed up a great defense.
A design pick too.
And we got him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. So.
Well, okay, Rash, so let's get right into it. Let's get right into the game. Give 2 game balls out.
2 game balls? I mean, the first one for me is Von Miller. That's the difference. And that's going to be the difference in our season, and the difference in this season, and the difference hopefully in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl and stuff like that. I think Von Miller is what we brought him in here for, is what he's going to do. He's going to close games, period, bro. He's going to close games because the fact that, we was 2017, we got that trip call, that missed trip call on, what's the D lineman for Chiefs? The missed trip call on him.
Chris Jones.
Jones, and we had to punt it again. But for our defense to show up, Von Miller to get that sack on 3rd down, for them to punt the ball again so we can go back and score. I mean, that's just like last year we wouldn't have done that. I mean, shout out to Jerry Hughes or whoever, but
Mario Addison.
That's just not, we would have hopefully had to let them drive down and just force a field goal. But the fact that we can get them boys off the field with sacks, and the biggest difference is Von Miller. So Von Miller is definitely getting the game ball. I think, he's one of the biggest differences on the team. And so for me, it's definitely Von Miller gets the game ball.
Nice. All right, Mills, how about you?
We giving 1 or 2? 1, right? Brad just did 1.
Oh, I'll remember him up.
Oh, that matter.
Go ahead.
I guess I'll because right when defense, I'll go offense. I'm giving the game ball to Stephon Diggs, man. He showed that he is a dog. Like if you watch every highlight of every game at the end of the game, or if they get like a little a highlight of Stephon Diggs on the sideline, he gonna tell the opposing team crowd that, yo, I'm a dog. Like I'm him. You know what I'm saying? He showed that he was him on Sunday. He had, I think, 10 receptions for 118 yards or something crazy like that. No, 148 yards. So to come from where he doubled his stat line from that playoff game, when everybody was talking about how he had a quiet playoff game. Preach was saying we can't win games with Stephon Diggs not on the field. He should be on the field at all moments. On Sunday afternoon, he showed that he is that boy. Whenever Josh needed to get the ball to somebody, Stephon Diggs found a way to get open, to get us the yardage, to get us in position to win that game. So Stephon Diggs is my offensive player of the game, and that's why I get a game ball too.
Man, I don't know. Von Miller, I mean, he went crazy, so I give you that rap. But I gotta give it to Milano, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looked like he was the best linebacker in football.
That's what Matt said. Matt said he is the best linebacker in football.
Yeah,
that's what Matt
it's
said
like, yo,
he said
like
the best
open
combination
field.
in linebackers is Matt and Evans. That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, the open field tackles.
Oh,
the
yeah.
last play, he got in the passing lane, right? Him and Von, the combination of those two, he knew as soon as Von went inside, he was gonna shoot the outside. Got in the passing lane. It was like that's just perfect football. That shows how well coached, and everybody knows what they're doing. But Milano, man, he can cover. I mean, he's not gonna cover Kelsey. Like that's fine. No one's tripping. But he can cover. He gonna make open field tackles.
He's the best tackler on the team. Best tackler on the team.
So I don't know. I feel real good about having our linebackers, man. At every level, our team is just great, solid.
They say, I mean, that's one of the biggest benefits of a linebacker is to have a good front four in front of you.
Yeah.
If you got a good front four that can open up lanes for you, you know, and make it able for you to see the field and you can fill lanes, you know, without any type of people coming at you and trying to put hands on you, you're gonna have a great game. So yeah, shout out to that front four, shout out to Milano. But before we move on, I mean, I still got 2 more game balls to give out.
Go ahead.
Devin Singletary, man. He held his own. You know, we always talk about how we want a running back that we can count on. He led the team in rushing. He was very active in the receiving game. I think he played maybe I think it was like almost 90 snaps or somewhere around 85, 90 snaps. 18 carries for 85 yards. That's a great game from a running back. And I mean, we couldn't ask for anything more than that. Like he really played his part, and we were appreciating, you know, for doing what he did out there because he definitely put us in some good situations. You know, some good third and shorts. He got a couple first downs.
Let me ask that question because we got a question. Like, so can Singletary be a top back in the league? Like, if he get those, 80%, that 80%, like that workhorse type of role, bringing in James Cook for a change of pace type of guy. Do you think Singletary can be a top back given those carries, given those usage rate? What's your thoughts about Singletary? Zach Moss was healthy scratch. So what's your thoughts on Singletary taking on that role more heavily?
Yeah, I think they wanted to carry extra tight end because they wasn't sure about Dawson Knox, hammy, so they carry Sweeney. So I don't know if Zach Moss come back, what does it look like? But can he be a top back in the league? Oh, top 5? I don't think so. The volume isn't going to be there.
We're pretty sure top 14.
Yeah, but Rags said top back in the league, so I'm just going by Rags.
Well, I mean, the top backs get a workload, a nice amount of workload.
The volume.
You got to run it back there. That's only getting 5 to 10 carries. I mean, you can't consider him top anything. But if he getting over that 15 mark, close to that 20 mark, and he producing like he producing, I mean, yeah, he can be a top back.
So I'm asking if Singletary gets 15, 17 touches a game, what do y'all think that will look like? Do y'all think that helps our offense or hurts us?
Oh, 15 carries a game.
I think it helps.
If he's efficient.
Well, I'm just saying, will he be? I'm saying based on what you see from him, you think 15 carries would do him justice?
Yeah, I think so. I think 15 carries can do him justice. But he needs to be valuable in the pass game as well. If he can get 15 for 75 and then maybe 6 for another 50 or 6 for another 40, then it's like, okay, he's not the best passing back. He's not the best running back, but combined, right, he's a top 8 back combined to 2. I can see that for sure with Singletary in this offense. I mean, we go for third downs. We in 3rd and 2, 3rd and 5 all the time. Singletary could get those dump balls. I can see him be a top 8 back in the league when we look at his numbers combined. And I mean, he haven't scored yet. Oh, he got 1 touchdown. He got 1 touchdown. If he just start getting some of that red zone work,
quiet.
I mean, it is quiet. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why it's another reason he doesn't get any. If within the 20s, he's almost useless.
Yeah.
on the Bills.
We
So it's
real
tough.
creative. We real creative when we but then in the 20s and the 10s, and then Josh is always very viable and just running it himself.
That's the best play that we got. So what is it? But we did run a lot. So is that why we started a little slow against the Chiefs?
I think I want to say this is just me. I would say it's similar to when that boxing match, when that first couple rounds,
just feeling
trying to fill it out. Because they playing that cover two, they put
that soft jab.
They put the safeties all back. They trying to see what's the soft zones, where can we exploit it the most. Because when we got them one-on-ones on the outside, we hit them. You know what I mean? With Davis, with Diggs. So I think it was a little bit of that. I think it was a little bit giving us what the defense gave us. And I think it's just an environment. I think we handled ourselves well, though. You know what I mean? I think we handled ourselves well. That fumble to McKenzie. We didn't even talk about McKenzie yet. But that fumble to McKenzie, that stifled a lot of things, because that if we get points that drive, I think the whole game looked different. I think we look more dominant, because more than likely we might score a touchdown on that drive. So. Yeah. I think if that drives a touchdown, we look a little different. So
wasn't the very next drive McKenzie tripped over his feet, and we
I said we didn't talk about him yet. I mean, but yeah, McKenzie had a tough game, man. He had a tough game.
So how about you, Mel? Why do you think? Why did we start slow? Why did we start slow?
I mean, I looked at it as if it was a chess match. If you got two good chess players, you don't want to put all your good moves out too early. You want to read the board. You got to think a couple plays ahead, a couple moves ahead, to see how the game is going to flow. We both understood that we are two, powerhouse football teams. So once we figure out which direction we want to go in, we can achieve what we got to achieve going in that direction, because we're explosive. We got our head on straight, and we got the players to make plays. So I think we're just a fill out moment, to fill out the game, see how things are going to roll. And then, once we got that switch that turned on, that we know how they're going to play defense, we know how they want to, run their offense, we did what we had to do to get the win.
No, I agree. I think it's like when you play your brother one-on-one in basketball. It's like, I know each other moves. So I take a couple of shots to be like, all right, how he playing defense today? All right, what he really want to do? How can I
how we going to counter it?
Yeah, how you going to counter it? Let me see if he a little slower today. I might could get
that was a big play. Sorry, Mike. That was a big play.
Oh, that Elam?
That guy, Elam pick. That was a big play, man.
Yeah, Mahomes was perfect in the red zone before that play. Yes, sir.
So I think, and we play twice a year, right? We almost like division rivals now. We play twice a year. So I think the games are going to start. I know the game's going to start slow, just because we're so familiar with each other and we have so much respect for each other that we're going to kind of elongate the game, play safeties high. And then once we get the flow going, then we can start attacking. So that's what I think. But we'll see. All right. But, like I said, slow game. We were down, had to come from behind again. So what is your favorite version of the Bills, Mills? You like the Tiger Woods Bills that get a lead on you, and next thing you know, they minus 19, right? Josh Allen not playing in the fourth quarter. Or do you like ice in his veins, Josh Allen, jumping over guys for every inch, because we down 3 and we get a touchdown? Which version of your Bills is your favorite?
I'm torn in between the two. Reason being, I like when we ahead, but sometimes when we ahead, we get too complacent and we kind of dumb everything down, and it gives the opponent the opportunity to try and close that gap, because we just in chill mode. We kind of trying to skate our way to the end of the game. But I mean, when we play from behind, man, it's just amazing to see the fight that the Bills have in them, man. It's like they don't like. It's like they never run out of energy. It's like a sprinter, man. When you normally if you run like a 400 meter, you if you're not used to running 400 meters, you get a little tired once you get to like that 300 mark. But it's like the Bills get an extra burst, man, and they just keep fighting, they keep pushing, and they find out what they got to do to win that game. I mean, Josh scares me all the time, bro.
Why?
Because, man, I understand that he is who he is, but those hurdling over defenders and, putting your body on the line for a first down, it's scary from a fan's perspective, and I'm sure it's scary for a team perspective too, because it could end your quarterback's career. You know, but it could. We can have what's his who are back at Case Keenum. I mean, one stupid move can bring Case Keenum to the field, bro.
Mills,
Lamar Jackson runs the ball 15 times a game. Bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you say that about
Lamar
Derrick Henry?
Lamar Jackson also somehow knows how to get out of bounds quick enough, and he's not hurdling over a 6-foot linebacker.
Would you say these things about Derrick Henry?
No, but Derrick Henry not a quarterback.
But I mean, the chances of them getting hurt, what's the difference? I mean, they're the same damn size.
The biggest difference is a quarterback throws the ball. So you look, Carson Winston's out for like 4 to 6 weeks because he got a fracture in his hand or a thumb. You know, a running back can put a sleeve on and
but you say in his career.
I didn't mean it like that. I mean, maybe I used the wrong terminology, but I mean, like it can be a big loss for us at the end of the day.
I do get what you're saying though, Mills, because you know it's just you like it's a quarterback, it's the most important position in football, most important position on our team, and if he goes down, our season goes down. So I get what you're saying. But Josh a different beast. Josh 6'4", 250, 230. You know what I mean? He a different beast.
Yeah, mobile Big Ben, man.
He a Peyton Manning with legs. But I would say
I was talking about size wise. Pause.
Yeah, we'll see. But I would say I like the wins, bro. I like the the blowouts. I know
for sure
close games are good. It builds, I guess, character. But I don't need to be scared. I don't go see scary movies now. I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. I think learning how to win, be dominant, and figure out how to be dominant in those dominant positions, those times is way more effective for me than always trying to figure out how to come back in the comeback mode. Even though comeback mode, I guess it do build something, but you can figure out how to build that in a blowout mode. So figure that out for me. I'll figure out the blowout mode.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Mill's answer is a more typical Buffalo answer.
A fan standpoint.
Well, only a Buffalo really a fan because not only Buffalo, there's some Lions. I'm here in Detroit. Some Lions fans that had this right, the underdog mentality. All right, we don't like being favorites. Like we like to be the spunky underdog, Rudy type. But when you're the big guy on the block and like you show up and you put up and you hang up 50, right? That's what we do. So I much rather do that. I don't ever want to be close to these teams. Rather say these teams aren't even close. I mean, if we play Green Bay, and we're gonna talk about that later. When we play Green Bay, if you're telling me you want to be in a close game with Green Bay, I want Aaron Rodgers on the bench by halftime. So that's what I want. I like those games much more. I mean, I get the entertainment value because I do switch the games once Josh Allen get out, but. For the Bills,
but that whole underdog mentality. I mean, I hear you, but this is the NFL. The favorites win.
Yeah,
most of the time, like the favorites usually win. I mean, obviously, it's a month. It's different. It's parity far as year to year, but as the season go along, the teams that it's been the Tom Brady team, a Peyton Manning team, it's been Patrick Mahomes,
Big Ben.
Like I'm happy that we got a big dog, and we a big dog, and I don't that underdog mentality, I respect it. Good job. But nah, bro, we learn how to know that you the most dominant team and playing like the most dominant team, bro. That's something there. That's something there to figure that out because that means that's long-standing dominance. That's not like
I think Bills fans need to get used to it because we used to pick on the Patriots, but let's in 10 years. I don't want to get too far. I got a hot take. Well, all right. So, let's get into it. The Bills are on bye this week. Through 6 weeks, have the Bills met your expectations? Yes or no? And why?
No.
You got high. Okay, get it.
Yeah, no, right?
Nah, I mean, only reason is because we got one loss on our record. I had us being 6-0 going into the bye. I feel we were better than every team we played against. And we shouldn't have lost in Miami. I mean, despite everything that went on, I can understand why we lost. But, I mean, my expectations was to be 6-0 going into the bye. So that's the only reason why the Bills didn't live up to my expectation.
bro. To be honest, before you go, Rad, I'm so glad we're not undefeated. When we were 2-0, I was so stressed out. I was like, bro, what happened if we get to like 11-0? Like, I'm gonna be so stressed out. I'm so glad we got to worry about that. Yeah, we don't got to worry about that.
I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, it's like one of those bittersweet things. Like, yeah, I get it. Yeah. I get why that whole, because that adds a whole, like the Warriors being 70.
Every game is like, yo,
yeah, it's like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah, so I get it.
The Dolphins popping champagne. Right, go ahead.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, they met my expectations. You know, I had us being 5-1 at the bye. I didn't have us losing to the Dolphins, but whatever. I have us being 5-1 at the bye. We showed how dominant we was. We showed that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in football. We got the best defense in football. We got, you know, our defense show up every game. You know, they've been showing up every game, big plays. We getting turnovers. We getting sacks. We scoring points. Our offensive and defensive coordinator are doing things that we want them to do. They're not playing scared. They're not playing back. They're not doing vanilla stuff. They know what the horses they got. They know the talent they got, and they're using them to the best of their ability. So shout out to everything McDermott is doing, everything Ken Dorsey is doing, everything Leslie Frazier is doing. So they met my expectations right now, for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. They exceeded my expectations. I remember looking through the roster. No, I didn't look at the Bills depth chart for like 2-3 months. With the depth chart, I'm like, oh, we got Jameson Crowder. I'm like, oh, we got him too. Like, hey, the Bills roster is crazy. Not knowing that we was really gonna have to figure that out and see how deep that goes. Pause. And we have, and you know, we 5-1. We got the number one position or group that we was worried about was cornerback, and that might be a strength. That might be one of the best strengths on the team. So yeah,
and our best one coming back soon.
Yeah, I know, best one coming back. And I saw like some highlights of like Trey, like when he picked up the papers when it was on the ground, and him just dancing and all the stuff like that. And I was like, yo, Trey White was our best player for like 2 or 3 years.
For real.
Right? Like, even when Josh was here, it was still Trey was our best player. We're essentially getting one of our best players back on defense, along with, I mean, it's crazy. It's up. Boys. It's up.
Do y'all think, speaking of Trey,
and Xavier Rhodes coming back too, right?
Yeah. Do y'all think we'll rotate that corner like we rotate that D-line?
No, Trey White. Now, I mean, early on to get him back right, yes. But once he get back right, Trey White gonna be in the game, and I think we're gonna rotate. And I honestly think we're gonna go Dane Jackson. If I'm not mistaken. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's gonna be Trey White and Dane. We'll see. And then the rookie's gonna rotate.
Well, let's get into it right now. Let's get into it. It's a bye week. You know, the Bills are gonna do some self-scouting. So if you McDermott, Frazier, you know, Ken Dorsey, you know, what are you looking for? You know, what's some things that you might pinpoint on coming out of the bye?
For me, I want to just be more. I just want to be. I'm nitpicking here right now. On them talk about how our fourth down plays, which is, you know, crazy enough that how often we do it. But, you know, the fourth down plays, I want to be just be more precise with those, like better with those, just more confident with those. You know what I mean? Like, we know we're gonna do it. It ain't like, oh man, we you know. I want to just be more confident with the fourth down plays. Come out, we know if it's 4 for 2, 4 for 3, we going for it. So it's not even. Let's not be tight about it. Let's be looser in those moments. And on fourth down plays, it's fourth down. We got a defense. They know what it is. I want everybody to be on accord with those things. They know what it is. It is what it is. If we don't get it, defense won't get it back for us or whatever it is. I want us to just be more according to fourth down plays. Just, I guess, have a better. I'm not a better package, but have a package that a real fourth down play package and really go hard with those. So that's me nitpicking, but I'm good with it. Everything they doing.
Yeah. And any players you looking at, Mills, saying like they need more time or this player need less time coming out of the bye?
Nah, for me it's really just getting healthy, man. Like
Shakir.
We're 5-1. We're 5-1 being a banged up team. You know, when we get healthy, you know, the sky's the limit. I mean, Gabe hasn't been playing 100% healthy. Dawson Knox hasn't been playing 100% healthy. You know, Jordan Phillips been hurt. You know, Trey been out all season. You know what I'm saying? Just to get boys healthy, it would be amazing. Just to see, you know, how different of a team or how better of a team we would be coming out of the bye. Because from what I hear, everybody probably should be back. by the time we come out the bye week. So I'm just excited to see, how we take that next step with a healthy roster. And then one other thing that I kind of want us to fix or just to alter a little bit is, like Rad said, man, Shakir is a dog, bro.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, dog. I mean, like his presence on the field, like you wouldn't think that a rookie can make that big of a statement on a football field surrounded by players that are better than him. If that makes sense. Like he's Stephon Diggs is our number one receiver. He's better than Gabe Davis.
All right. Where are you going with this, Bills?
Where I'm going, it's like Mike. It's like playing.
Y'all killed me.
It's like playing 2K, bro. And you got a dominant point guard. You got a dominant center, bro. And then you got your little 5'8", 6 foot, shooting guard that come in the game that can give you 20 points off the bench.
So he's Jordan Poole.
He's Jordan Poole. He's Jordan Poole.
What is going on here? All right, no, you gotta relax.
Listen, I told Mike, what I say in the group chat. I say in the group chat, these Friday night live parties are gonna hinder us in some way. Mackenzie was doing too much James Brown. Mackenzie was doing too much James Brown, doing too much karaoke. His mind was all screwed up. His footwork was all bad, and he was terrible out there on Sunday.
He was bad.
It's time for Shakir. Shakir to get some more snaps.
This is like the Jordan Poole 78-hour car ride that he took. It's like, all right, Shakir had the one good game against Pitt when we blew them out. But he played last week? Was he a dog last week?
Was nobody a dog last week, but Stephon Diggs.
So what? So
he was the only player.
He's a giant amongst men.
He was the only player.
Shakir is cool, and I still see more time. But like, let's relax on the he's the Cooper Cup in the slot now. But go ahead, Rad.
No, my thing is, my prediction was he's going to end up being on the field more than McKenzie. So that was going on in the house. Like he's going to eventually taking that role because I think he's just a better football player. McKenzie is fast. McKenzie is a weapon. I'm not trying to take nothing from McKenzie. He's a weapon. He's fast. He can do damage to teams. But the better football player is Shakir. He can do way more. He just when he get the ball in his hand, he can do way more. He's a dog. So I think he's gonna eventually take that spot.
I agree. I would say my thing is red zone, but to add on to McKenzie, it's two things that can get the Bills beat. One is turnovers, the other is red zone. And you talked about McKenzie, the fumble. It wasn't his fault because I guess it's supposed to be a screen to the left, and he wasn't expecting the pitch. But like, who knows? That's Shakir. Maybe he catch it, or it bounced off his face mask. He picked it up. He run for it. McKenzie kind of fumbling all over the place. Turnover. Red zone. Got McKenzie tripping over his feet. We missed out on a touchdown. So McKenzie in the opener dropped the pass. Turnover. Right. He adds to turnovers that can get this team beat because we don't punt. We rarely kick field goals. It's either we're going to score, we get stopped in the red zone, or we're turning it over. And McKenzie is doing two of those things right now. So if Shakir can come in and be more of a receiver in that slot, with McKenzie coming in doing jet sweeps and let Shakir be the Cole Beasley and let McKenzie get back to the role that he's fits
McKenzie
better. Be McKenzie, right? It's gonna be a lot of opportunity for him. Still, I mean, it's not like Shakir gonna get 100 targets, but I think Shakir should be on the field more in red zone, just figuring out how to go 4 for 4. Right? We was 0 for 3 against the KC. We can't do that anymore. We gotta get in there once we that close. So working on those two things, if the Bills do that, bright future for us.
Right. Bright
future for us. All right, so let's get to a little bit for the Packers game before we get out of here. What's your thoughts in the preliminary game plan for the Packers?
Get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah.
Just show up. Just show up. It doesn't matter. Just show up.
It's just they O-line is not good. They not healthy. And Aaron Rodgers is not as mobile as he used to be, so he's not going to be running around like Patrick Mahomes is. They don't have the dominant wide receivers like Devontae Adams, and they run a game is not as good because of the offensive line. So, yeah, just don't let Vintage Rodgers come and do some Vintage Rodgers stuff. Control him, Von Miller, get him out the game early, score on their defense. Their defense is crazy because their defense, they got guys. Rashawn Gary, Jair Alexander, they got dogs on their defensive side, but they just haven't been playing good. We can run on them. I don't know if we're going to try to run the ball on them or we're just going to play our game plan. More than likely, we're just going to do our game plan. But I think Green Bay, they got to find their identity. And they thought it was going to be running, but the O-line ain't good. So we got to see. We're going to see. So I think, like Mike said, just show up.
But it's definitely one of those games that you want to get it over with early. I don't want to have a final drive with Aaron Rodgers having the ball in his hand because, we
just did it with Mahomes. Easy work. Easy work.
Yeah.
Hit him get to have midfield.
We only gave up 10 points at home the entire season, and we put up 79. So if we can get the game over by the third quarter,
that's crazy.
That'd be amazing. So so get pressure on Rodgers, make him have to make some mistakes.
I wonder what that line is.
It's probably like minus 14.
No. That was Pittsburgh with a rookie quarterback.
Bruh,
yeah.
Green Bay
it's gonna be like 7.5. It's gonna be a touchdown at least. It's definitely gonna be at least a touchdown. At least a touchdown.
Green Bay won like 2 games this year, bro. They only average like 22 points a game, if that.
Yeah, but 14 point spread is
it should be. The issue that Vegas is going to have is setting the lines for the Bills because most games are going to be blowouts. And the last time the Bills played the Packers, I think the Packers blanked us. It was Josh was terrible. I was looking at some highlights. It was totally different quarterbacks. His mechanics, his poise in the pocket. He was a joke show. And like Matt always said,
Bills minus 8.5 right now.
Minus 8.5. Depending on what Green Bay does, Rad.
If that joint gets to 14, that's crazy. Aaron Rodgers' team, 14-point dog is nuts. But hey, reach is on. I'm confident. I'm saying that as if I don't think we're gonna win by more than 14. So I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
When we do score predictions next week, it's probably gonna be more than 14 points. I think we're gonna win by. So.
All right, man. Great show. No Priest, no Matt, but we got through it. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out for all the love. No contest this week. No Instagram show this week. All right, shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to Wing King. Shout out to 26 shirts.
Oh, we will have we is gonna have a special guest coming probably maybe end of this week, early next week. A past Buffalo Bills player that played, back in the day. Not gonna give y'all too much information. Just stay tuned. We do got some stuff.
And then
that'd be crazy with dog food, right? We have some.
You got
Fruity Flakes. Yeah, Fruity Flakes.
Shout out to Fruity Flakes.
Yo, Mills, if you got Fruity on the show, we out of here.
That's how you take your vibe to the next level. Get some.
But no, I think next week, I think maybe all of us might get on just for a bye-week show, just to talk, give our thoughts about it. We'll see what Preach and Matt's schedule is, see what Mill's schedule is, but maybe next week it'll be a show, and then we right back in it for the rest of the, hopefully to February.
16-1, baby, 16-1.
Oh, well, maybe a break off for the wild card games. Terry, you can just tap in and find out.
Yeah, I mean,
tap in and find out.
It ain't too far off. You ain't too far off. You ain't too far off.
So, but y'all know how we end every show here at Overdue Bills. Let me get a little hey.
Only Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl.
Now, baby.